This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to look at the G.I. Joe Classified series, Dreadnok, Gnawgahyde with Pork Belly and Yobo. This is the final one of the current Dreadnoks that are available through the Classified series, meaning that this is the last one for Dreadnok week. This is also a figure that I have no knowledge of from back in the day, though I do have a file card for him. And I don't know, I wonder if he actually came with a monkey. But let's go ahead and take a look at the side here. We have some artwork of Gnawgahyde with Yobo and Pork Belly. At least I'm assuming the boar is Pork Belly. Could be wrong. On the other side, we have the usual kind of, dual tone image from the front, from the other side with the little symbols. And on the back, we do have the nice little product shot, and it looks like he wears a machete sword thing on his wrist instead of holding it in his hand, which could both be useful and stupid. So you can go either way with that one. Also looks like Pork Belly there has a nose ring. There are lots of jokes that I want to make about that right now, but I will be nice. Let's go ahead and open them up. I just want to say I'm so glad they're using like the higher quality cardboard with these things. Once again, we get the standard Cobra background, which, again, I think they should replace that with the background from the Dreadnok Zartan with that logo. Look at that face. I didn't realize that that our monkey here actually was wearing an eye patch too. That's kind of funny. There is no articulation on this monkey, however. I kind of thought you might be able to actually... I was really expecting the monkey to hold on to him a little bit better than that. Equipment-wise, he comes with the Crocodile Dundee hat. Outback hat, I guess, technical term. We've got the compound bow that came with Shadow Tracker, as well as the quiver. A single arrow that you can use. It can either go in the quiver or, I mean, you gotta have Gnawgahyde hold the bow and the quiver for this to work, but you can still have him. Well, let's just go ahead and do it real quick. Oh, geez. I don't know if this bow is meant to be right-handed or left-handed. And I cannot open up those. I think this is meant to be a left-handed bow. Which means, well, okay. So left-handed draw. For the love of... Don't worry, I didn't break it. That part actually pops off. Alrighty, this may be my least favorite character in this entire line right now. But as I was trying to show here, which, oh my God. Maybe I should have done all this after the articulation when stuff has been loosened up a bit. Something like that. I honestly kind of hate dealing with the bows in this series of toys just because they're just such a pain in the ass to try to set up properly. But let's just go ahead and do away with that right now. But take that part off there and it can go into here. And that fits on there like that. There's this little loop here for some random item that doesn't come with this guy. So this would be that original sword on his arm thing, which it is not a solid piece, so it is easier to get on him, I guess. But at the same time, I kind of think that it would have worked out better if it slid on like other things, so it stayed on better. But anyway, that's how that's supposed to work. We have a twin pair of knives. We got a sheath here on the back. And one at the ankle. There you go. He also comes with Lowlight's sniper rifle. And the case for it. Holy crap on a cracker. So this is interesting. I got 2 sniper rifles with this figure. Now earlier I was going to say that they should have had the same setup with Jody Shooter Craig, because she also was supposed to be a sniper, right? But she came with a whole different sniper rifle and didn't come with the bag to carry it in. I am kind of wondering, and if anybody else has watched a review on Gnawgahyde, did everybody get a second sniper rifle, or did I just somehow manage to luck out for a change and end up with 2 of them? Because this was very unexpected, and I'm not sure why they would put 2 of them in here. But hey, that's cool. The sniper rifle bag does have a extra peg there so that you should theoretically be able to plug that in there as well. And then plug this in on his back. So he can carry all that stuff. I mean, as goofy as that looks, at least it's functional. Though I don't think he could stand up straight. So let's go ahead and actually take a good look at this figure real quick. Or real slow, however it ends up being. He's got all sorts of necklaces around his neck, which, all right, we got the dog tags, and we got the thing of alligator teeth. And they really do a good job interfering with each other. I don't know, maybe they should be underneath the vest here. We might have to give that a shot. But his head sculpt is, while not as unique as Ripper, he does have a bunch of scars on his head here, which is definitely a bit different. He does have a snake tattoo on the side of his head. I wonder if that's pre-Cobra or not. You can barely see it, but he does have like a gold or silver earring in his ear over there, and on this one too. And then he's got that weird funky beard where they don't do the chin. He's also got like an anarchist symbol on his arm, which I think one of the other Dreadnoks had as well. Not entirely sure what this tattoo is supposed to be of. But I was wondering if maybe this, in this case, should those necklaces be underneath the vest to kind of hold them down, maybe? Or at least one of them? I'm pretty sure these dog tags came with another character too at one point. So if we put the dog tags on and have them sit kind of under the vest. Oh shit, his neck's... He's actually got a hinge on his neck joint, but... Which we haven't seen that on some of the more recent figures either. And then we put this on top of that. So I think that gives us a more stable look to them. But anyway. So his head, we saw, was a ball joint, so we can kind of look down, we can look up. He does have some decent articulation in well, he's obviously got the hinge at the neck. So he does actually have that wider range than what we've seen in some of the figures recently. We can turn his head sideways, all the way around if we want. It messes up the necklaces, which I guess I do have to give the classified team credit for giving us all these extra sculpted parts that aren't part of the body. But sometimes at the same time, I feel like they interfere with the figures too quite a bit. But I mean, if this is just display purposes, it's okay. Arm hinges up and down. We do have a butterfly joint. Not quite a lot of range of motion like some of the recent ones did. We have a swivel at the bicep, which currently breaks up the tattoo. We have a double jointed elbow. And the pins are very noticeable. Which I guess this is kind of weird because G.I. Joe's been putting out quite a few. We're getting like both pinless and pinned joints in figures, aren't we? So I kind of wonder, why do they, what's the deal with the pinned ones? Is there a specific reason for it? Is that maybe like the larger biceps have pins in them? Because he does seem to have a larger bicep than average too. We do have an ab crunch. The hands are on a swivel. He's got some big ass hands with thick gloves. And they have the up and down articulation, which is interfered with, of course, by the gloves and stuff that he's wearing. Or not the gloves, but the wrist bracers. We do have that ball joint at the waist that allows him to wiggle it around like the old O-rings. He does have drop down hips, but it's kind of hard to work. This side especially does not want to move. We can kick forward that far. That sounded bad. We can kick back very little. We can, however, kick out all the way. But I'm being a bit more cautious after hearing that snapping noise. We can spin at the leg. Double jointed knee, although the jeans that he is wearing does have a thickness to them that kind of keeps it from closing up as much. He does have a knee pad on the other knee too. That's kind of interesting. Boot cuts, spin it all around. The knife does not really interfere with the spin unless you hit your finger with it, which I did. We got the ankle hinge and little spinny spin down at the bottom. So pretty standard for a G.I. Joe Classified Series figure. Now let's take a look at Pork Belly here. Big old nose ring there and a piercing on his ear there. Looks like he might be wearing the same loop that Gnawgahyde's wearing. It looks like the jaw should open. Yep, there we go. His jaw does open. The head is on a ball joint, though it is hard to move it along, especially with the mane on the back there. However, the neck itself is also on a ball joint and some hinges, so we can get a little bit look down and a little bit look up and forward in this case. We got a ball joint at the shoulders here, so we can kind of get a little in and out action, but mostly it's to allow the arm to hinge around like this or spin around like that. Single hinge here at the elbow and a single hinge at the ankle. In the back, we have that same kind of ball joint setup, although we do get a better range of motion spinning it around. Again, single joint at the, quote, elbow or the knee, and a single hinge at the ankle again. And he has a different tail. I'm pretty sure that tail has not been used with any other figure yet. Oh, I wonder, maybe this isn't the same as Junkyard, but maybe it's the same body as Timber. Yeah, like I said, oh shoot. I think just about all of my G.I. Joe animals are currently packed away while I'm rearranging that room. Oh, that sucks. But wait, I think well, I think Road Pig's dog is actually available to compare. But yeah, this might actually be, with the way the fur is sitting here, this might actually be Timber's body in this case, you know? Also, there is a ball joint at the waist area so that we can spin and wiggle. So this is awkward. While Lowlight actually can do kind of a laying down sniper position pretty well, Gnawgahyde cannot. I don't know if it's just general bulkiness of the figure itself, but yeah, it's hard to position him so it looks good. I don't know, maybe somebody else can do that better than me, but it just does not look good with him. So this sniper rifle, maybe I'll give it to Jody. Anyway, just wanted to give you that little bit of update while I was doing some photos. Codename Gnawgahyde, Dreadnok Poacher. Gnawgahyde could have single-handedly decimated the herds of all the endangered species of Africa if his fellow poachers hadn't railroaded him off the continent for cheating at cards, being generally obnoxious, and smelling bad. He was subsiding on his earnings as freelance fur stealer when he was recruited by the Dreadnoks at an all-night donut and grape soda shop. That's weirdly specific. He takes his hunting and trekking very seriously. Gnawgahyde won't bathe for a month before he goes out into the bush so that animals will not smell the soap on his body. He greases himself with rancid hog fat and eats what he can trap and shoot in the wild. Gnawgahyde does this so the chemical additives of processed foods won't alter his body chemistry and scare off the game with too much human scent. It's a good thing he's basically antisocial. So as an interesting note, while his original file card did not have a real name listed, looking at the Joepedia, I did find his real name as Clyde Hyde, so I file card for him, seen above now. I just don't know where that information came from. I'm assuming it's from one of the comic books, though. So yeah, that's overall our look at Gnawgahyde. I think I'm honestly kind of happy I got two sets of rifles here. I want to know if this was actually a normal thing with this figure, or if I just had some kind of weirdly good luck for a change. I might have to actually scour the reviews online for this one to find out. But again, if anybody else has heard anything, please let me know. And if you enjoyed this look at our Dreadnok Week's final classified figure, please feel free to subscribe. Although I guess, you won't have I guess you won't have any more Dreadnok Week classified figures to look at right now. Although I wonder if there's enough Dreadnoks still up to come that we could do a second Dreadnok Week in the future. But if you want to hit that notification bell, that'd be great. Snap a like if you don't want to sniff this guy in the wild. And please join us tomorrow for our final item in Dreadnok Week, and that being the Transformer G.I. Joe crossover Soundwave as the Thunder Machine. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.
We're called Slither, you'll be joining us soon. A band of vipers, playing our tune. With an iron fist and a reptile's hiss, we shall rule.
What is that idiot doing?
We've heard it before. We're not gonna play the game no more. Now tell us what's right.
They are animals.
To them to resist, cause Cobra is strong.
Oh my goodness, we're going way over budget.